The iconography for Hayagriva can be quite difficult to really to approach. Now, Hayagriva is a meditational deity in Tantric Buddhism. Hayagriva is a male deity and actually is very easy to identify because he has the unique feature of having a horse head, either 1, 3, or 5 horse heads on top of his own face or head, or his central face if he has multiple faces. So the horse head is the most important characteristic for recognizing Hayagriva. But it can get more complicated than that because there's many different forms and they're not always easy to separate and to distinguish. So there's really 4 topics, study topics or approaches that have to be followed to really study and understand the iconography of Hayagriva. The first is colors. Hayagriva really only has 4 colors, and they're red, black, white, and blue. The red is by far the most common, followed by the black, and then the white and the blue are not found very often. They're much more obscure. So the colors are important. Secondly, the physical appearance. Physical appearance means the number of faces, arms, with a consort, without a consort, in a solitary form or with a large mandala. So there's a number of one-faced, two-armed forms of Hayagriva, both black and red, and some of them even have a consort, others are solitary. Then we have 3 faces, 4 arms with several retinue attendant figures. We have 3 faces, 6 arms, 3 faces, 8 arms, and then 5 faces and 16 arms. These are generally the Hayagrivas we're going to find in art. Now, thirdly, we have the compendia. Basically, we have collections of sadhanas which are included in a single book, and we have many of these books coming from India, and then many of them that were written in Tibet or compiled in Tibet. And what they are is they're collections of sadhanas. Some of the more famous are called the Sadhana Mala or Sadhana Samuchaya, the Bodhigyatsa, the Patsapgyatsa, and then more recent ones are the Rinjung Jatsa of Taranata. So in these various collections of sadhanas, then we find these different forms of Hayagriva. Then fourthly, we have the problem of the Nyingma Sarma, and which forms of Hayagriva are coming out of the Nyingma, which more often than not means that they're revealed treasure forms of the deity, and then which ones are Sarma, meaning they're coming from India in the 11th, 12th, 13th century, and can be traced back to specific Tantra texts or cycles of Tantras. So these are the important key topics within the iconography of Hayagriva: colors, physical appearance, compendia texts, and whether a form of Hayagriva is Nyingma or Sarma. That's more nuanced and has more to do with religious context than actually iconography. So press the like button. You can subscribe. You can also support the work we do by joining HAR on Patreon.